Donna Guest here, Creative Memories Advisor and Lazy Scrapbooker. I wanted to make this video for anyone who is brand new to scrapbooking and maybe just received their first Creative Memories Fast2Fab album. I'm going to answer the question for you, what's next? If you're an experienced scrapbooker looking for some new tips, I don't want you to be disappointed. This is going to be basic instruction designed for a brand new scrapbooker, but you still might learn something new. Just in case, I'm going to throw up a link right here to a video you might like a little better. If you just received your first Creative Memories Fast2Fab album, congratulations and welcome to the world of scrapbooking. You have made a great decision to safely and stylishly preserve your memories. Or if you received this as a gift, someone made that decision for you, which proves they care an awful lot about you. Either way, let's get to it. I want to share some basic tips to help you get started with your new, wonderful scrapbook. In no time at all, you can transform your scrapbook from this to this, and it's so easy. I'm going to assume that you have a Fast2Fab album with pre-designed pages and tailor this to that. But even if you have traditional plain pages, you're still going to learn a lot from this video. Now, let's take a look at some of the items you may have received. First, let's take a look at the Fast2Fab album you received. It's going to come wrapped, and you can see the name, the type of the album on the back. This one's Hello Autumn. So let's unwrap this album and take a look inside. When we open the album, you're going to find a set of page protectors. We're going to come back to these later and I'll tell you how to use those. So I'm just going to set those aside. So let's open the album. This Hello Autumn Fast2Fab, as you can see, has a beautiful design on the left where you can write something special, sort of a dedication or when you made the album. It's up to you. And then you're going to go through 32 of these beautifully pre-designed pages. And they all are very coordinated with the theme of this Fast2Fab. You probably have a different Fast2Fab and are looking at different pages, but you get the idea of what you're dealing with here. Even when full of photos, Creative Memories strap hinge albums lie flat when open or closed, and they come with a lifetime guarantee. When you start working on your album, I encourage everyone to remove the spine that's on the end of it. And that protects this spine and keeps it dent-free because your album's going to get a lot of wear and tear if you try to work on your pages with them in the album. You're constantly opening and shutting it and moving it around your table. So let's take the spine out. Let's lift it up, and I'm going to gently pull it from both sides, and it removes so easily. And I'm going to set this aside in a safe place to keep it protected. And now you simply see the end of the album, and you can see the silver staples that you have on the ends of your pages that I'll show you in a moment. And going through those are the strap of the album. And Creative Memories has what's called a strap hinge album, which to me is the very best album there is because it does help your album, as I showed you earlier, lie flat. So now we have the spine removed. And if you want, you can even order a custom spine with foil imprint for your album. Next, I'm going to show you how to remove your album pages. Some people don't. They simply work on their pages directly in their album. But again, I like to take the album pages out and work on them individually. It creates a flat surface which is easier to work on, and it takes up less space on my table. So to do that, I'm going to flip it over to the back, open from the back, and here we have this little strip here. I'm going to simply unthread, and get a good look here, unthread the strap from this strip, and then do the one at the top as well. There we go. And now we just slide off the back cover. Again, this is not required. You may just want to work on it with the pages intact in the album, but this is just something, is my preference, and I encourage you to do it. So I definitely want to show you how. So I'm going to remove the little strip here, place it aside, don't lose that, and then I can remove all the pages from my album. Now, one thing I want to tell you is always leave the strap and this little strip right here on the front cover because it is so perfectly placed with the straps at the right spot right there. So you never want to undo the cover on the front side. I always remove them from the back because our albums are expandable and you can add in more pages later and then it will adjust on the back side. So always leave the front as is. Okay, now let's take a look at an album page. Creative Memories has been known since 1987 for having the best scrapbook albums and pages. These phenomenal pages are acid-free, lignin-free, and buffered. You're seeing two types of album pages here. First, a traditional page that's completely blank. And this is in the color Spargo. We also have white, natural, and black. I just wanted to show you that because this possesses the same qualities that you'll see in these beautiful Fast2Fab pages that you have in your album. Our pages and papers are buffered with calcium carbonate to combat the acids found in memorabilia and normal air pollution. All of our paper products are lignin-free to stop them from turning yellow and brittle over time. You can learn more about how Creative Memories products are tested to ensure the very best quality at creativememories.com/our promise. Each album page has edges that we call jeeping. You'll see that on both sides. The measurement of this full 12 by 12 album is 12 inches between the jeeping and 12 inches from top to bottom. On the left-hand side of each page, or the right side if you're looking at the other side, you'll see two staples. And that's how we inserted the page into the strap hinge album. The edge, the jeeping, is slightly raised. This allows just enough height for your photos, memorabilia, and embellishments, and still allows your album to lie flat. Wow, we made it through all of that information about album pages. Now on to the fun stuff, your photos and memorabilia. We take a lot of photos and you don't need to put them all in a scrapbook. Select the ones that are most important to you and make you smile the most. And remember to include any memorabilia you have related to those photos. I'm doing some Christmas photos, so I'm going to include these gift tags that include handwriting on them, which is always kind of fun. The album page is your canvas. Place things wherever you like. While some layouts look better than others, remember there are no wrong answers or any bad designs. This is all about getting your photos and your stories onto the page. Okay, I like that, but I think I'm going to trim this photo. Now, you may not have this yet, but this is the Creative Memories personal trimmer. And you can use it to crop photos. And that's where our term crop came from. That's what we call the workshops, the gatherings that we have where all these ladies get together and work on their scrapbooks. They are called crops. So that looks a little better. I will tell you, you're gonna want one of these. They're fantastic. Even, just for things around the house. It's a wonderful little trimmer. Okay, I like that. That looks good. So now we're ready to attach. Moving on. So just how do you place the photos on the page? That's where this guy comes in, the tape runner. And here's what it looks like when it's out of the box. This was so odd to me when I first started scrapbooking. It is very normal to me now. So let's move this out of the way. And I'm going to show you how the tape runner works. First of all, it's this nice little cartridge that comes loaded with one of these. You have 34 feet of double-sided adhesive tape here, which comes out so easy, like you're spreading butter. It is fantastic. It's the best one that you will find. And of course, it's photo safe, and your photos are not going to fall off your pages. I know a lot of people will use glue sticks. I caution you against those. Glue sticks can come off the pages. It's not as permanent as this tape runner. But if you need to move something around, there is a way to do that. So before I attach these photos to my page, I want to show you how to use this tape runner. It's loaded, like I said, with 34 feet of double-sided tape. That's going to last you a long time as long as you use it sparingly. So I'm going to use this dark piece of paper here so you can see the tape and show you exactly what you need to be putting in all four corners of your photo. Just that. You don't need to line the whole photo with tape because you are going to run out very quickly. So just that in each of the corners, which will do. When you run out, the tape runner will simply stop, and you'll see, I think there's a little red end on there, and you'll know you're done. But it's always a good idea to have a refill on hand. That way, because when you run out, you're out, and then you're stuck. When you don't have adhesive or tape runner, you can't scrapbook. So always great to have a refill or two on hand. I do want to point out before I attach these that there are 4 different types of tape runner. The regular tape runner that I'm going to be using, the green cartridge is called repositionable tape runner. It comes off in little small dots, and it's great for intricate items. Mini tape runner that comes off in a skinny little strip, and then vellum tape runner for when you get more crafty and you're working with vellum paper. It doesn't show through at all. So I won't go into all that detail, but I will throw up in the top right corner there a link to another video of mine that goes into these in detail and shows you how to use them, and more importantly when you'd want to use each one. But we're just going to use our good old regular tape runner for now. Let's go ahead and attach these photos. There, all done and super easy. I will tell you, these come in really handy if you have a kid in the house that is ever working on a science project poster. These are the best. Now onto my favorite part, journaling. I'll be honest, for most people, this is not their favorite part. I love journaling. I love telling the story of whatever happened. Sometimes it's just captions, maybe names, dates, whatever happened, but sometimes I do like to write a long story. Creative Memories offers bleed-resistant, photo-safe pens that are dual tip. So one side, you have a little skinny point here, is the fine tip pen, which you'll do your journaling with. The other side, you'll see a more blunt image right there. You've got a bold tip there. And that's great for titles or doing some designs on the page if you want to. So right now, we're going to use the fine tip. And you've got a few options for journaling on your page. You can find a spot and write directly on the album page if you want to. And, you know, sometimes you make a mistake. That's okay. When I do that, I just rearrange my layout, or I cover it with a journaling box. A couple of more options that we have. Lined designer paper, which gives you lined paper just like this. You can see I've already cut some off. And then what I really love with each collection, and right now I'm showing you a page from our collection called Christmas Spirit, we have variety matte packs that includes 24 double-sided mattes. Sometimes you have just designs like this, and other pieces give you journaling boxes like this. This would be a nice matte or just decorative paper to use, but it's a good thick card. So I'm going to use a journaling box. So hey, I'm going to get out that wonderful little personal trimmer, and I'm going to cut this one in half. You could put some journaling there telling the story, and then maybe some embellishments here, or I'm going to cut this in half and then have 2 journaling boxes. This is 6.5 inches wide, so I'm going to cut it to 3 1/4, so I know I'm cutting it in the exact right spot. And I'm going to use the one with the lines on it, so I need it. Now looking at this, I didn't really leave a place for my journaling box, so I think it should go right there. So this comes up pretty easily. I'm going to move these down here and put my journaling box there. And it can overlap that photo a little bit because it's not covering up anything. There's actually a lampshade poking through, so hey, this looks a little bit better. So I'm going to do that. Now I'll write my journaling. And now I'm going to attach this journaling box with the tape runner. Occasionally, I'll type my story, making sure to print it on archive quality paper, but more often I write it. Journaling is important to tell the story and to preserve your handwriting. It can be a long story, a short paragraph, or a simple caption. Most people find our next topic their favorite thing about scrapbooking, and that is decorating your page. Now that I have the photos and the journaling and some memorabilia on the page, I'm going to add some embellishments. We have stickers, embellishments, borders, and then there's all sorts of tools and punches and just so many ways to do this. But to make this easy, if you've just gotten a Fast2Fab, you may have gotten some embellishments with it. And these are so easy to add. You don't need a lot because your page is already pre-designed and that's printed on the page. Now that you have photos and journaling on it, it doesn't really look like it. It just looks like it's layered. I'm going to pull from this pack called Christmas Spirit Embellishment. So I know it's coordinated with the album that I'm working on. And I'm going to look through here and find some embellishments that will work. A lot of times you can choose to layer different embellishments and pair 2 or 3 together, but I found this cute Santa. I'm going to add him just with a little tape runner there, and he's part of the page now. Matting your photos can really make them pop. If you like that look of a matted photo, you can either do them all or maybe just do one on the page. So I'm going to choose to do this one of my son. I'm going to pop this off with the multi-tool, which is another thing you're going to want. It's the easiest way to remove photos from your pages that have already been attached. And I will tell you, if you have any of those old albums, you remember the kind that I think they were called the magnetic album, magnetic pages, but they were just that tape that pulled up and you attach the pictures down and they damage your photos, they start to turn yellow. This is the best way to get photos off of there that have been on for decades without damaging the photos. It works like a charm, just pops them right off. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to move the page out of the way, and hey, it's all safe now, everything's attached. So I've chosen a piece of paper, decorative paper, that matches. This is from the same Christmas Spirit collection. Also, Creative Memories has a wide variety of cardstock in various colors, and each Fast2Fab album does come with recommended coordinating colors. Just ask your advisor or ask down in the comments below, and I'll be happy to help you with some suggested cardstock colors. So I'm going to attach this photo to the paper, and now I'm going to trim it. It looks like I have about 1/8 of an inch around it, and I'm going to pull this out. This is the best tool that Creative Memories has, in my opinion. It's the 12-inch trimmer, and I said it before, you're going to want one of these. Now, you don't have to have all this to start with. You don't have to mat your photos if you don't want to. But I'm just going to trim this, and I can do a whole separate video on just the features that this amazing trimmer has, but it's so easy to use. And now I have a perfectly matted photo that's going to give it just a little bit of accent. So let's attach that now. There's a little bit of tape runner here, and I'm going to put it right up against the edge of that. There you go. Now we have a finished page. Okay, remember before I talked about album pages for about 3 solid minutes? We first opened the album and I pulled this pack out and I set it aside. This comes with your Fast2Fab album. This is your set of page protectors. It includes 16 12 by 12 page protectors. Again, when I first started scrapbooking, this was a new concept for me. Why do you need to protect the page? Well, we have so many little layerings here, so many things that we've attached, but they've got little edges that come up here, like look at that. So we're going to protect that page and cover it with this photo safe, very clear, easy to use plastic. Another benefit of a page protector is when someone's looking at it, if they have dirty hands, and I don't mean dirty hands, I mean maybe a little child that has just eaten cookies and looking at the album, they're not going to damage your photos at all. So page protectors are wonderful. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you see it's attached here at the top and the bottom, and the 2 sides are open. You can see right through it. Okay, I'm going to pretend that I've already done the other side of this album page. So once you've done both sides of the album page and you're not going to journal or to put anything else, you add this. But hey, it's okay to go back sometimes. These come off very easily. I'm going to load it from the side that does not have the staples. It's a little bit easier because this jeeping has a rounded edge. And hey, you remember what jeeping is from my long monologue about album pages. Okay, so I'm going to pull that on. So it's already slid in there, and just slide it through. You can see that. And just take care not to, get anything caught on it. There's some tricks of putting on a manila file folder on the edge and sliding it over, and that makes it easy, and then you just slip that out. But I never really have a problem putting on page protectors. Pretty easy, and it looks really good. It's such a finished look to your page. Congratulations! You've made it through all the steps to create your very own Creative Memories Fast2Fab album, and it was pretty easy, wasn't it? All you have to do now is take the knowledge you've learned on this one page and create your own album. Just remember, when you get to the end, if you have more pictures, you don't have to stop. You can always order a refill pack with 16 more sheets for 32 more pages. Just look at this album. And hey, stick around until the very end because I've got to show you how to put your album back together. You've made a great decision to get started. Scrapbooking is one of the most meaningful hobbies there is. You're going to end up with a wonderful book full of memories that you, your family, and your friends are going to enjoy for years. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit subscribe on my channel to see more videos to help you through your scrapbooking journey with tips, ideas, and inspiration. Be sure to leave any questions that you have in the comments below. Happy scrapbooking, you're doing a good thing. Now let's put your album back together. You've got all the pieces in front of you, the front cover, the little strip, the pages, and the back cover. Start by putting the pages onto the straps. Make sure to insert the strap into each staple. You don't want to miss one or you'll have to do it over. I typically do these, as you see, about 4 or 5 at a time. You could do the whole pack at one time, but it's a little bit harder to make sure that you hit all the staples. Now with the plastic strip in hand, you're going to insert the straps into the little hooks on the side of the strip. Then you're going to take the back cover of your album and insert the straps from the back into the album. I find it easiest to hold the album at an L shape, as you can see here. And then, like I'm sewing, I thread the straps through the holes on the strip, making sure to pull the straps tight. There. Now the last step, you take the spine and insert it into the covers. There, all done. Thanks for watching and good luck.